All right, fellas, welcome back to Wise Men Company. I am Ben, and today I have a question for you. Does capacity matter? Does capacity matter when we're talking about your concealed carry handgun and everyday carry? Not talking about rifles. We're talking about the gun you have on your person that you go out into the world with every single day. Does capacity really matter when we're talking about surviving a gunfight? We're going to jump into some stats first, and then we're going to jump into kind of the ideas that have been rattling around in my brain lately, and we'll see if they match up with your philosophy of thought too. All right, keep in mind the stats and the averages we're going to go over here are from a number of sources, one being the FBI and then some media outlets and independent studies. The average number of rounds fired in a civilian self-defense incident is typically around 1 to 3 shots. There's a couple sources that suggest 2 to 4 rounds, but most of them are going to be right between that 2 to 3 rounds when we're talking about a civilian self-defense incident. There's almost no data on a civilian using a speed reload in a self-defense situation. So that spare magazine you keep on your holster in some sort of wing, you're never going to use that statistically. Never going to use it. Not telling you not to use it, but statistically, you're never going to use that spare reload on your person. The average does start to go down when we include the amount of times that the defender simply brandishes their firearm or shows their firearm and no shots are fired. So about 90% of the time when someone introduces a firearm, just showing it and threatening that they have a firearm, there are no shots fired. So that brings the average down a lot if we include that study. So if we're talking about actually shooting, it's going to be between that 2 to 3 rounds. But then once we include all the data, when simply the firearm is presented, it drops below that. So keep that in mind. The big thing to take away from this, guns work. They are a deterrent, and you should carry one. But statistically speaking, the number of rounds used is very low. This goes back to that 3-3-3 rule that you've always heard boomers say. 3 yards, 3 shots, 3 seconds. Those are the parameters of a gunfight, and that still kind of holds true in today's world. Now, after researching this data and looking at different stories and videos and plugging it into AI, I regret to inform you that I will not be carrying a 2-shot Derringer for EDC for the rest of my life. I'm going to continue to carry a Glock 19, and I see no need to change. Why am I going to carry the Glock 19? Because it is the largest gun I can comfortably carry and shoot the best. Even if that Glock 19 only held 10 rounds, I'd still carry it because I shoot it the most accurately and the most quickly. Now, fortunately, I get another 5 in there, so that's great. I'm not going to complain, but that is the gun I shoot the best, and that's why I carry it. Now, sometimes we can't carry a Glock 19. I get it. Sometimes we have to pick the best tool for the situation and our attire, and that sometimes requires a smaller handgun with less capacity. The good news, after the stats we just heard, that we are not dead in the water, killed in the streets if we have to carry a 5-shot revolver or a smaller gun with less capacity. That is not the deciding factor of our fate. The problem is with the smaller handguns, and this is for the vast majority of people, including myself, we shoot smaller handguns poorly, very poorly. I've taught a lot of concealed carry classes, and you would not believe the number of people that do not bring their normal concealed carry handgun to class. Why? Because their ego's on the line. They do not want to bring a gun that they shoot poorly, that they shoot worse, or they do not want to shoot a gun that's uncomfortable for an extended period of time. It's amazing. We need more training with those smaller guns. We have to take our ego out of the situation. Yes, we're going to shoot slower, less accurate. It's not going to make great Instagram videos. Your buddies who are shooting full-size guns next to you are probably going to outperform you, but we need to get better with the guns we're going to actually carry. And I know a lot of you out there that is difficult. You go to the range and you want to shoot the guns that are fun, the guns that make you look the best. But then once you leave the range, you put some little pocket pistol in your pocket or in your belt line or on your ankle, and you think you're marked safe from danger. So the goal of this video isn't to convince you to change or pick up a gun with certain specs or carry a certain way. It is to simply give you perspective, particularly the newer guys out there to concealed carry. Pick the right tool for the job that's going to stack as many advantages in your favor as possible. Look at capacity as opportunity. Each round in your gun is an opportunity to survive, an opportunity to stop the threat. If you don't need it, no big deal. No one ever said they wanted less ammo in a gunfight. No one's ever said that. If you have to carry a gun with less ammo, that is okay, but understand that you need to still perform with that handgun. In the comments below, because I'm really genuinely curious, I want you guys to name your top 3 attributes for a concealed carry handgun. I'll give you an example. Accuracy, capacity, aftermarket support. Reliability, accuracy, ergonomics. You pick your top 3 stats for concealed carry handgun. Leave them in the comments below. Genuinely curious what you guys are looking for, what you need, comfortability, shootability, you name it, whatever it is. Leave it in the comments below, and we can talk about this topic. So this has just been an idea that's been rattling around in my head lately, mainly because I've been shooting a lot of low capacity handguns, and capacity is kind of, if I'm being honest, been an irrational fear for me. I've always thought, man, I want more, and there's nothing wrong with that. I wish they made a triple stack Glock magazine. That would be awesome. But I needed to get over the fact that I choose the concealed carry gun that I choose because I shoot it the best and it's the most accurate, despite capacity. Capacity is just a bonus in my mind. Let me know if I'm wrong. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Go to wisemencompany.com. That is the best way to support us, wisemencompany.com. It's fast shipping. It's great goods. It supports us directly. We don't take money from anyone else to make these videos. We appreciate every bit of that support. We'll see you on the next video.